Alright, let's go meet the Archons. Finally. How long did that take? Not long enough, maybe. Haha. Yesterday you chided me for wishing to wait. Now you suggest an even longer delay. Oh, look at that fancy ass armor. It's just glowing with power. Good advice is flexible, changing with the moment. Decide now we're agreeing with yesterday you, today you. Okay. There's some stuff in the room. Battle reports where Echo 4 Crossing blames the failure of the assault on the village on the Scarlet Horse. Apparently the scouts failed to report critical intelligence that about the animal oh shit. Shit. Did I say animal? I meant enemy.
Avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
That's 4 reports of avalanche. Okay. Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy. Oh yeah, and apparently he put some that reverb in that armor too.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers.
Does every one of the Archons have reverbs?
Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes the scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. You hear the voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you just a moment. Gosh, what the fuck? Emerald luminescence. Would I not be able to see this if I don't get enough lore? Who knows? Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seemed to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
I see. Now we don't got time. Kairo's addict. Yeah, you have gained favor with that graven eyes, favor with disfavored. Governor Rosebuds, long have we been honored by your iron. Now we are honored by your presence. I must apologize for my lords. Temper runs high. Of late, Iron Marshal Aaron Yos. Okay. Bow to the Archons. Apologize for sudden entrance. I've traveled long to be here.
Ah, the
Favored.
fire starter has arrived. Welcome, welcome. Our agents tell us such lovely stories of what you did at the Vellum Citadel. Have you come bearing another fragment of Kairos' wrath in tow?
That's what I just said, alright?
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Eddring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
I see. Look, I got an edict, alright?
Once again, you bring us support in a time of need. We fondly remember your service to the chorus in the taking of the Bastard City. We knew back then you were destined for great things. But we had not anticipated you would be twice honored with the task of proclamation. So, do not keep us waiting. What is the Overlord's will?
Okay, let me read this first. Conquest decision. Bastard City, now the site of Tunon's court in the Tears, was taken in first year of the conquest. In concentrated effort between the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, the first and last battle wherein two armies acted in relative harmony. When it came time to strike at the city, you commandeered several gangs of Chorus conscripts and helped unleash a night of slaughter and fire on the Bastard City. Okay? The servant must hold Ascension Hall, traditional throne room of the Queens of Apex. The throne stands directly beneath the mountain spire in the center of the citadel in the Valley of Vengeance Well. Day of Sword. 26th of every month or span is Kairos' day. It is a day of holiday and rest of all within the Overlord's empire. Well, for our case, eternal rest. Each Kairos day is the last day of its span and is referred to by the span's name. Kairos' Day of the Sword, therefore, is the 26th day of the Span of Swords. Okay, sure. Alright. Okay, month is Span. Okay. 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 Okay, day is the last day. Kairos. Okay, so Kairos Day happens every 26th of the month, and every month have 26 days, and this is the month of the swords. Got it. Seems you need some encouragement to work together. Kairos' edict will end the lives of everyone in the valley until his ascension. Okay, so yeah, I gotta pick one, huh? I'll just give it to him straight. I don't want to be too sassy. The earth sways with each word you utter. The air thickens with the warmth as you pronounce a tersely phrased commandment. Its every syllable drafted by the hands of Kairos. The edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens and the muscle in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountain, feel renewed. The tired limbs now nearly buoyant with energy. Alright. Alright, it is set. Now let's get going, shall we?
Means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
So we're working together now, are we?
We'll need to advance across the Mitanni. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
Not sure what you're talking about,
So
but okay.
you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
Let's see. Archon's secret passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. You hear the voice in your head. Watch him squirm. So many tears of irreplaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You'd never see blood echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. He'd used the knuckle bones of his best disciple for jewelries and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's ribcage. Because that's how a real man deals with grief. I mean, that's kinda extreme, but alright. Okay, I got some subterfuge.
I second the Fate Binder. Thought you had the memories of one of those Oathbreakers rattling about that bronze gourd of yours. Would Kairos' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic insight?
Archon of Secrets turned his head to the side until the face of his mask had turned around and a new facet of the mask presented itself as facing forward. When the next Archon speaks, the trembling voice of a younger man can be heard.
Our river was to be the bulwark, but with the tidecasters slain, what hope remains? It's so cold in here. Help me,
Okay,
please.
Cool. The use of the term Our River suggests this is the voice of the late Mitanni Janev, ranking member of the Vendrian Guard. The wealthy house of Mitanni owed much of the realm of Apex before the coming of Kairos, and the major river in the valley bears the Mitanni name. I see.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store. But this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Mitanni, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile.
Alright, who was that?
That was
Yes.
Mitanni Yanev,
So,
former
alright.
noble of Apex and one of the leaders of the Vendrian Guard. Back when they were half respectable enemies that knew how to lose with dignity. When the Guard first surrendered, Yanev presented himself to us. What he knew, we now know.
Okay. Suspect that this... Alright, that's enough. There's work to be done. My lord, Barrack. Though you know him only by his name. Barrick is a commander of the Stone Shields and well regarded by this favored high command. Alright. And his band has been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runner should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movement along the river. I will dispatch him at once. Alright. And I will ensure that the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley. See? You're working together now. Well, not together, but you're splitting the jobs. See? Gonna do this.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
Yeah, she's been pretty cool so far.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
I hope so.
Before we go, you are owed payment, Firestarter. Our spies at the Vellum Citadel were nearly cut down by the disfavored. They have you to thank for their lives. Here is a taste of our gratitude.
Archon Secret tosses a small handful of rings your way as he begins to leave. He taps the fifth eye on the shoulder. What? Huh? With one last twirl of the scepter, the Archon departs with his underling. Suit yourself, Fate. You hear voices in your head. Suit yourself, Fatebinder. The more you ignore us, what? I mean, Alright. Sure, I'll take the rings. In favor, lost favor, 300 rings. Wait, that was a bribe? God damn it. Ah well. I need the
Fool and
rings.
his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end.
Well, we're all gonna die if we don't finish the
Though
fight.
the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us.
Whatever, just finish the fight. We'll
You've
deal
shown
with
your
everything
worth in
else
war.
later.
And your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective.
Yeah, well, if I don't, we'll all be dead.
If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few scouts, a few soldiers, a few of everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. Alright, sure. Iron Marshal salutes, turns to leave the tent. I will be at the training ground, readying a soldier. Find me there when you are ready. He pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere. Oh, that guy's Fifth Eye. In the Rat's Nest, they call a camp due east. Seek him out, if you must. Alright. Okay, let me see what's in the room. There's that. Alright, let's go take him. What the hell is this? Frayed purple cloth that the remains of an iron walker's cape. Ragged tears and the cloth obscures a sigil of the disfavor. This torn cape can be sold to a merchant as spare parts.
Yes.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
Let's see, a garnet and iron walker boots. Very well. Why not? Hey, Graven Ash, what's up? Archon of War lets alongside. He surveys a map and models sprayed about his desk. He glances over his shoulder, making a brief eye contact with you, furrows his brow and turns back to his contemplation. First time you proclaimed an edict, you gave the enemy a suspicious amount of time to ready themselves. I chalk it up to excessive mercy for a backward people. But when the edict is against your kin, that order you follow to the letter. May we speak for a moment. I tire of these endless prattle. I'm the Archon of War, and the overlords have decreed battle. If you wish to help, go speak with my soldiers. Return when you have done something useful. Alright then. Fine. Taking out a valley. Okay, sure. Forge bound iron. Alright, what else we got? Also got some reputations to check. They like me. Sure. Let's see. Reputation. Reputation chain faction. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Leaves with my fear, leave due to your attitude. Okay. Not enough to get a skill yet. Disfavored. Ah, they like me a lot more. They like me a lot more. Okay. Vendrian Crossing. They don't like me at all. Lethean Crossing. They like me a lot. Verse. She will royal and firm. Favor. Okay. Powered by your lack of support for the disfavored. Hey. I'm not here to take sides. Here to get a shit done. Oh, he likes me just as even more and hates me just as much. Alright. Alright. Looks like I'm pretty, I don't know, is this neutral? I guess it's neutral. As it should be. Being the law person and all that shit. And all that shit. That you've been a real asset to this favor ever since you arrived. Not anyone expected different. I haven't done anything. Okay. Story is common knowledge, but we don't discuss it here out of, well, it's not considered polite. It has to do with Graven Ash and the rise of Kairos' empire. You sure you can put some of the pieces together? Ash and Kairos weren't always on the best of terms, but all of that has changed. By rights, we should have a name worthy of our vaunted reputation by now, but maybe someday, after my children have inherited my armor, we have a better title to call our own. Alright, so, you know, they fought, he lost, and now they're the disfavored. That's the gist of it, if I recall correctly. Yo, bitter quips, how it goes. Back again. Alright. Hold on. Alright, who else can I talk to? How about Barrack? You got something new to say to me? Iron Core is a... Master Radix. I see. Iron Marshal. Oh, these are different people? Alright, let's go talk to him. Fatebinder. Am I right? Cavius, Commander and 3rd generation disfavored. Specifically, I'm Cavius the Younger. Some people can't keep track. The rank says Commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if you have something official that needs discussing. What does it need? I've heard asking that Earthshaker where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive a group of his most competent spellslingers to break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding their arrival, and that worries me. If you are all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. Alright, I can lend a hand. Northern Clearing, you say. Could you? I knew that Tunon's agent wouldn't fail us in a time of need. I'll mark the last known site, our Earthshaker reinforcement of your camp. Good hunting, Fatebinder. What do you think the siege is delayed for so long? Well, it's probably Scarlet Chorus this, Scarlet Chorus that. You have been over real quick and simple. The first cohort arrived in the valley and went right for the kill, but that was before we knew the Vendrian Guard had sages and that water witch on their side. The bigger problem is the Scarlet Chorus. They eagerly conscript the Vendrian Guard, but I have no proof of this. But it seems they do very little to keep a watchful eye on these drafted tiersmen. They are often sent out on patrols, and we suspect they use the opportunity to escape back to the Vendrian Guard. Every chorus conscript has a choice, life under Kairos or death under our army's boot. By all means, feel free to cut down those who choose the latter. We won't be offended. Just so we don't mistake each other, I know what I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making a formal accusation before Tunon's agent. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on the matter, okay? Two armies haven't worked together well in years. Why do you think that is, Come on, Binder. Seems like asking why B stinks. The disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kairos' peace to the tears, while the Scarlet Chorus bring only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the Voices of Nrat has a plan, and I'll take your word for it, but the Chorus sure seem to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder we've been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ash yank his precious soldier away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear that the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ash's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like the voices of Narat is here to amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job. I mean, it does seem like he's doing that, huh? Disfavor fail one. Not much well, my father was Cavius the Elder. His father was Cavius the first of his name. Wait, what? Cavius the Elder and okay. Cavius the first of his name. Lead Drew Master of Ash's first Iron Guard back when they were the Bronze Guard. I was born into a legion and with any hope I die with the legion. The rest you will hopefully hear about when the storytellers immortalize me. I see. It's the Bronze God, so her family must have been Ash since before he was with Kairos. Rallied his legion against the Overlord's authority. Okay. Let's level up some lore. Hey, you know our history? Cavius nods with gusto. The blood goes back that far, not the memories. As I only ever knew my father. My grandfather was just a legend, one of Ash's best warrior back before the disfavored were reforged in iron, he shrugs. I'm proud of my heritage, but I try not to brag. There are folks who love the Legion every bit as much as I do, but they lack the same pedigree. Can I do that again? No. Bronze God? Well, his day and age was a century ago, and they didn't have Kairos' modern luxuries like iron. Back then, the great general's inner council was known as the Bronze God. Okay. Sure. Yes, thanks, but I try not to think about it too fondly. If anything, every time I screw something, I wish I wasn't dragging the family name through the mud along with me. Alright, other questions. Nothing? Alright. And I gotta catch them in reinforcement. All for the war effort. Alright, there's Barrick. Hey there, Barrick. Can make still not talking. Okay, Iron Marshal. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with a shield. Take the momentum, Iron Marshal Arenos? Feud commander of his favorite, pounds her fists in the air as she called out to the warriors on the training field. I set eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking out his footwork, you've lost. The disabled soldier turns to you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat as she clears her throat. Needlers need to stay on top of the troops or their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. Let's see. Judging from her uniform, this is Iron Marshal Aaron Yoss, first amongst the equal in Iron Guard. Graven Ash's inner circle of trusted followers, charged with being the duties of leadership, logistic, and training. There is rarely a quiet day for the second in command of the disfavored legion. Okay. It's mentioned that you're short on warriors and needed help. Brigades amassing along Placid, Echo, Car, and Little Tooth Crossing. The Vendrian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concerted three-prong attack. I have no right to give you order, but her words falter a short cough, breaking her flow. But we all die to Kairos' edict if we should fail. So I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. Okay, this is second major battle. What happened the last time? Defeat in detail. We carved the bloody path up the river, but at that point everyone who charged ahead was lost. We had no chorus backup, it was just a few disfavored squads. I can't tell you exactly how they were defeated, but we lost the whole assault team. She shakes her head, letting out a long, pained sigh. We found bodies washing up in river for days. It's not often the Tearsmen put up such a good fight. It suddenly made us evaluate the numbers who need to take this valley. Really, are you sure our scouts didn't give you all sorts of details about the enemy and you just chose to disregard our warnings? Huh. Neutral. Quite right, getting our emotion in a mix won't hasten this campaign. What's the value? Can't just march from here to a citadel with the Vendrian guard manning the riverbanks. Forwarding troops and supplies through even the narrowest point of the river makes us vulnerable to attack, especially since our armor wasn't built for swimming. He points north, towards the mountain spire looming in the horizon. If we can take the river, we have a clear march to the citadel, and Ascension Hall will be ours in no time. You need my help, trying to pour salt on my pride. We left Fort Resolution with 100 on 100. And there have been no reinforcement or reserve. I keep throwing warriors back into battle before they are properly rested. So yes, I need to rely on all our allies, especially since most of our allies are conscripted tiermans, worse than useless. If the disfavored didn't take every opportunity to insult the Scarlet Chorus, perhaps you'd find our help more forthcoming. Well, shit, I don't get, I gotta pick a side here. Alright. None of them will like me for this. But one is a party member. Eh boy. I have history, pedigree, and proper training, all the things these southern conscript lacks. We don't train for decades to be peers and equals of these traitors tiersmen. We live lives of dedication to Kairos, and the chorus accept any fickle coward too fearful to die by their own conviction. What you're seeing here is disfavored bigotry at its finest. I'm somehow at fault because my country wasn't conquered before I was born. Forget that I chose Kairos. Forget that I choose the Scarlet Chorus. Forget that I choose to fight off rapists and killers to earn my place in the army. Just for the disfavored to call me a worthless turncoat to my face. No one gave me a suit of armor that I could hide behind. No one issued me a sword and a measure of authority. I took everything that I have and I fight every day to keep it. Fucking northern swine. My frustration was aimed at those in the chorus who accept Kairos lightly. The disfavored commander withdraws a half pace, like loyalty were some shifting breeze. Alright, I will assist. Wait, I kinda want to pick this, but I have a feeling it's not going to go well. Then our plan might just work. The Iron Marshal lifts a gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulation. Metal articulation? Right? We are loath to work with those who we do not share our training and our values, but we knew that Tunon, the Abjugator, selects only the most capable mind for his court, and I trust you will honor us all on the field. Antio will be leading the charge at Echo Call Crossing. Assisting you will be Barrack of the Stone Shield. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the Forge-bound weren't sloshed on Depot Seed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storm, and this armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Oh, so he's stuck in his armor, I see. Alright, tapping her helmet. Wait, how does he poop? Or piss for that matter. How does he do anything? Is he dead? Is he already dead inside his armor? Is this because or is it kind of some kind of, you know, Full Metal Alchemist thing? Oh well. Tapping her helmet twice. Aranios signals a hulking presence. Barrack, come meet the Fatebinder. Soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible. Oh my god, he does shit in the armor!
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
Yes, an armor.
Likewise, good Binder.
The soldier heaves a heavy iron arm into a salute, his body clanging as he wraps his gauntlet against a twisted sheet of metal that forms his breastplate.
Barrack, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
Just a minute, you two know each other?
Oh, that is to say, yes. I'm already as familiar with this ironclad halfwit as I care to be.
We don't have time to trade jabs today, Verse. After the siege, you can throw as many tantrums as you please. I suggest that we remain focused on the mission.
No offense to the mission, but seeing you looking like a garbage heap and reeking of a mass grave is more amusing by far. Did you forget how to don your armor, or did Grave and Ash leave you out in the rain?
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, no, that's not very nice. First, he's sort of stuck in that, very, almost horrifying suit. That's a very organic shape you got in there. Yeesh. Maybe a Forgeborn. Is it a Forgeborn? Maybe a Forgeborn will help you out of it. I don't know him as well as I knew anyone during the conquest.
That can change. When the tiers are fully under our command, I'll take you to whatever passes for a watering hole in this forsaken country. We'll drink the local swill to honor the fallen.
Yes, that would be nice.
Forget the fallen. I know a great brothel in Lethian's Crossing where we can watch something rise, then fall, then rise again.
Not on this video, no. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figure an extra hand might help, and more importantly, if my worries come true and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we will have an observer from the court on our side.
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
Okay. I asked Barrick accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Alright, Barrick, you've been without a cohort since the last battle of Starward. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than holding wagons and leading training drills. He plants a hand on a hip and speaks in the chipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You are to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? That's an order, Barrick. Oh, she doesn't like the job, does he? He can't be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. Sure. Yes. Alright. We're a party now. It's a couple of missions, yeah. Yeah. Alright. What's this? Oh, alright, got some points to spend, I think. Do I have points to spend? Or is it Barrick? Alright, Barrick has some points to spend. Punisher and Sentinel, okay. Challenge enemy to attack, Shield of Suffering, heal all nearby allies and gain damage absorption shield proportion to health recovered. Alright, stands flanks. So this is his tanking skills, and this is his offensive skills. You already have Striking Iron. Let's see if I can't go all the way. Engagement attack, okay. Gain a chance to attack enemies as they engage you. That's very nice. Order a blade. Increase 1 and 200 blade melee weapon damage. Alright. That's a straight up buff. Becomes an intimidating force, no attitudes. Enemies near Barrick have their resolve reduced. Not sure what this does. But let's see. More damage is nice. And we can get this after we have more damage. Save. What about this? Oh. Yeah, micromanage the level ups too. I mean, he can... Let's see, he's got resolve, ability to endure physical and mental challenges, okay. Oh, okay, this one increases resolve. That's very funny. Strength, physical strength, yeah. He looks like a strength guy to me. He looks like a strength guy. Alright. We could give you a weapon. His favorite iron sword. One-handed, and you get a shield. I don't know. Yeah. How about a two-handed weapon? We got a two-handed weapon here? Did I not have one? Sheet. Let's see. Can't do anything about his armor, though. That's, That's a very odd decision. Cross, frost, fuse. Huh. Do we not have a two-handed weapon here? Oh well, guess you're a sword and shield guy for now. What about this one though? Do you like this one? Let's see, 9, 7 slash... 9, 12, 9, 12... doesn't seem to change all that. The stats are very similar. Very similar. Okay. We just leave it be for now. You look very nice though. Is there a way for me to like texture quality maybe? No. Voice line frequency. Difficulty, graphics. Big heads. Thanks, Josh. No, can't up graphics quality, so I guess gotta stare at their wonky models, I suppose. Alright, let's head out. Also, maybe let's decide on a formation.